You ever have that feeling like you're just stuck? Like you're running on a treadmill, fighting the same battles day in and day out? Well, today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea that your mindset isn't just a collection of thoughts. It's the actual force that's building the reality around you. So let's just start with a question that I think so many of us have asked ourselves. You make a huge positive change in your life, right? Maybe it's even a deep spiritual one. But then you look around and you find yourself wrestling with the exact same old problems. Why? Why does that happen? And this quote right here, it just gets straight to the heart of that whole paradox. It points out that even a really profound, genuine change inside you doesn't automatically get rid of those old struggles. It's like those old limitations and frustrations, they just don't get the memo that you've changed. So, what's really going on under the surface? Okay, so here's how we're going to break this down. First, we're going to dig into why we get stuck. Then, we'll explore this fascinating idea that your mind is literally a magnet. After that, we'll get into the inner warfare that's needed for real change to happen. And finally, we'll see how your reality, your actual life, has no choice but to catch up to your new mindset. All right, first up, let's talk about that frustrating experience of being saved but still stuck, and really look at the paradox of why our circumstances can be so stubborn. So here's the absolute core of the problem. Those old struggles, they're not just random events. They're anchored to a belief system inside of you. And until that system changes, it basically acts like a homing beacon, calling in the same negative experiences no matter what other spiritual progress you've made. The old issues just find a familiar place to land. And this leads us right into the central idea of this whole explainer. Your mind is a magnet. It's your beliefs that are actively pulling your reality towards you. So, what do we really mean by mindset? Let's be clear, it is not just a passive thought. It's an active, living belief system that is constantly radiating a very distinct energy, a force. And this force is what draws people to you, good or bad. It's what attracts opportunities or pushes them away. It is literally shaping the world you experience every single day. And you can see this contrast playing out right here. On one side, you've got these limiting mindsets, things like greed, laziness, or that arrival mentality where you think you've learned it all. These things actually repel success. But on the other side, you have these empowering mindsets like generosity, diligence, and a real commitment to excellence. And those things actively attract success. They're magnetic. Man, this is such a powerful way to think about it. Just imagine for a second that you're standing in a river and everything is flowing past you. Poverty, wealth, opportunities, struggle, it's all there. But the stuff that actually sticks to you, the stuff that becomes your life, is the stuff that finds a matching component inside of you to latch on. So here's the crucial point. Changing all this isn't just about wishing for it. It's an active, conscious process. It is, as our source material puts it, a warfare for your mind. And this is exactly why you can hear some powerful, life-changing truth and still find yourself struggling to actually live it out. That new piece of knowledge is literally at war with the old, deeply rooted beliefs that have been running the show for years. And for that new belief to take hold, it has to win that fight. And here's the roadmap to victory in that battle, broken down into 4 stages. First, you hear something new and powerful. Then comes the wrestle, that internal conflict where the new idea clashes with your old way of thinking. Now, this next part is critical. You have to consciously repeat and choose that new belief over and over and over again until it's finally exalted, until it becomes the new dominant thought. And that's the moment it starts radiating its own powerful magnetic energy. And this, right here, brings us to the payoff. This is what happens when you win that war inside your mind. This is the moment when your outer world is finally forced to catch up to your inner growth. And here is the key takeaway, the absolute game changer. Once you truly transform your mind, your external reality becomes inconsistent with who you've become. And as the source says, your life has no choice but to literally alter itself to match your new level of growth. This example just drives the point home so perfectly. Imagine you're handed $10 million, but if your mindset, your internal capacity is only for 1 million, an energy will literally come from you that mysteriously gets rid of the other 9. Your mind sees the excess as an error, a bug in the system, because your physical life must match your mental state. So why does all this internal work matter? Because a transformed mind produces real, tangible, see it in your life results. You start attracting the right people. You start to command more influence, you earn the trust of leaders, and you start drawing in the resources that actually align with the new value you bring to the table. Your growth dictates who and what shows up. It's that simple. So the ultimate takeaway here is this really powerful shift in focus. Stop chasing things. Stop chasing promotions, relationships, wealth. Instead, pour all that energy into pursuing the internal transformation, the growth in your mindset, to the point where it becomes fundamentally unfair for those things not to come to you. And that leaves us with one final, reflective question for you to take with you. Based on everything we've just talked about, take an honest look at your life. What is your mindset attracting right now?